guys, welcome to What? It's Healthy, the show where my family and I make delicious, approachable meals with a surprisingly veggie-forward twist. Today we're doing something a little different, and I'm not doing a whole dish. I just want to do a vegetable showcase. This year I discovered a new favorite vegetable that I had never even heard of before, much less seen or used, and I thought maybe you guys might like to get to know it too. So this is my new favorite squash. The spaghetti, no, not the spaghetti squash, the banana squash. I'm guessing you can tell where it got its name. The first time I brought one of these home, my 2-year-old got so excited. His eyes got all wide. He's like, Nana, Nana, bite, bite. He was sorely disappointed. But this thing is awesome. So I got this from my old job. My old boss has this really fancy homestead and grows all kinds of stuff, and he grew a bunch of these, I think kind of on a whim. He didn't even know what it was called. I had to Google it and look up how to use it, but I took a bunch because I was curious, and I fell in love with this thing. And this is my last one. I'm super sad. I don't work there anymore, so I don't know what I'm gonna get anymore. I'm not gonna be able to grow this guy myself. I imagine it's fairly easy. Squash are pretty friendly to grow. But I only have a little community church garden plot, and this thing would take the whole space up, which is probably why you don't see it in stores too much either, because this is a honker. And one, would take up a ton of display space, but also I'm guessing would be intimidating to a lot of people. So I wanted to show it off, take the mystery out of it. If you have an opportunity to buy some, try some, grow some, please do. It does count as a winter squash, which is why I still have this one. They store really well. If you keep them in a cool, dry place, they can store for 3 to 6 months. But the inside, I found, and I've seen some articles to support this, most will call it a winter squash and say you can use it kind of interchangeably like butternut or pumpkin. But I've read other ones that say that it's kind of more in between summer and winter, which is what I've experienced. It has a thick rind like a winter squash, and it certainly cuts like one, and it does have that like subtle sweet nuttiness, but it's not as pronounced in my experience. And the texture is a little bit juicier and meatier like a summer squash. I also read that if you pick them when they're younger, they can be treated much more like a summer squash, and you can even eat the skin. Obviously not the case with this guy. This one is a bigger one, and it's funny because this is big, but it's not even, I think, the biggest I've gotten. This is just like on the large side of average. It's not even gigantic by banana squash standards, and it's super versatile. We've made it a bunch of ways. We have done, I've pureed it and done it into like a sauce with pasta. I bet it would be amazing as like a ravioli filling. We've done just like veggie noodles. Oh, my husband's nodding at the ravioli idea. I'll try and save some and see if I can make that. Well, we've got this guy to experiment with. We've done just big long strips that we've sauteed in brown butter and served with roast pork and had them like pappardelle noodles. That was good. Just like a brown butter herb sauce and some lovely pork. But really what we do the most common and what's the easiest and super popular is just roasting it. And I've done that for the family. Everyone's liked it. I've done it for just us. And I've taken this to the transitional housing shelter that I work at because quite honestly, it's big enough to feed the residents. And it wasn't even a smash there. And that's not a place that's super adventurous with the vegetables. So I wasn't sure what to expect, but people were coming up for seconds and thirds and asking me the recipe. So this guy is magic. I hope you get a chance to give it a try if you ever do. So that's why I just wanted to show it off now, because it's a new favorite. This is my last one, and I am lovingly saying goodbye. So I wanted to share it with you while I had the chance. Okay, so to get started, we are going to peel this guy. And a peeler, just a regular old peeler, works fine. Little tough, but there we go. Look at it. Oh, look at that color. Isn't that pretty? All right, we are just about wrapping this up. Do want to point out, I switched. I knew there was a trick I was missing. I switched from this guy, this is what I started with, to the Y-shaped horizontal one. Much much easier. We're gonna get these last little strands. It's all cleaned up real pretty. All done. Okay, these peels are headed for my compost bin. And we are ready to rock. Oh, by the way, this is just how I did the noodles too. Just this guy. Noodle. And they're good. You actually can eat it raw. My 2-year-old liked them this way. Slightly sweet. Boring. I like it better cooked. But both of my boys actually would just snack on them like that. All right, all we're gonna do next is cut it. I'm gonna cut this into more manageable size sections. Come on. There we go. One more. Come on. There we go. Ha! Success. All right, and there you go. And you can see the inside looks like a pretty typical squash. All of those seeds, like any other squash seeds, are completely edible. You can see they're a little fatter than normal, like pumpkin seeds or butternut squash that are a little fat. This one's a little chunky, but you can use them like any other ones. So I'm just gonna cut these into strips. I'm gonna scoop out the seeds, which again, you can roast and snack on. And then I'm gonna do strips and chunks and we'll take it from there. There we go. And look at all this squash. Look how much there is. And that was only the middle section. Look, I still have the 2 end pieces. So this one's gonna be, I guess, ravioli. And this one's gonna be a beak. I don't know. A dunce cap. Something fun. So to roast these, all we have to do is dress them now. And that's super simple. So they're gonna go right in there. And you can do this any way you want to do it. I'm going kind of like classic Italian Mediterranean stuff. So you need fat. We're going to do extra virgin olive oil, but I have done melted butter. I have done bacon drippings. It's all good. It just depends on what flavor profile you want. Plenty of salt. Not only flavor, but pulling out the water and helping them roast better. Good amount of pepper. We'll do some herbs, parsley. I give mine a little crush on the way in just to kind of release whatever oils are in there. Obviously, they're not as fragrant when they're dried. Oregano. Oregano is good. Hardy herbs like oregano and thyme dry a lot better than parsley. And thyme. Gonna add just a hint of garlic. Not too much. I really want to let the herbs be the star. And likewise, a little shaky cheese just for something kind of fun and a little sharpness. There we go. All right, give these a good toss. Now that looks beautiful. See, all nicely coated. That's what we actually do want, see. Nicely coated on all sides. All right, they're gonna go on a cookie sheet and in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour till my house smells amazing and I can't stand it anymore, pretty much. Onto the pan, and you can see they didn't crowd. That way they're gonna really roast and sear really well and not just steam out. And from there, thank you, honey, into the, a little lower.
Yeah.
Into the oven. Okay, let's serve some up. And here we go. so good. They're soft and creamy, but not heavy like butternut squash, but they have like a little bit of that sweetness, but it's lighter and fresher. Again, kind of halfway between a summer and winter. And with the herbs and the cheese and the garlic, just perfect. So again, I really hope you had fun getting to know this squash if you weren't familiar with it already. And if you ever get a chance to get to know it, sometimes they'll have it in the store kind of like this, like seeded, but peeled and washed and ready. Like one of these guys, but fully prepared for you. Sometimes you can find it in a store like that. So if you ever get a chance, please try it and drop a comment or something and let me know what you think. If you want to see more recipes or veggies, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll be happy to share more. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.